welcome you tune into News Now with me, Ankita Saxena. Well, the auto majors, including the likes of M&M, Tata Motors, have announced price cuts as they look to aid the demand amid the supply glut concerns. Just some time back, Maruti and Hyundai too had to cut prices across their models. What is leading to these price cuts? Well, for that, my colleague Sumit Chaturvedi is joining in with details.
Well, there's an inventory pileup of around 4 lakh to 5 lakh vehicles across the industry of all the auto majors. Well, this has led to discounts. We are far away from the time when there were waiting periods on cars. But now we are seeing discounts of as high as 2.5 to 3 lakh rupees on certain cars. Well, if I give a perspective of that, well, during COVID, well, the demand was down. Thereafter, there was a sudden jump, spurt in demand because of the pent-down demand coming from the different sectors. Now, we know that auto is a cyclical industry. After remaining buoyant, booming for around 3-4 years after COVID, now a glut is coming down. That is why such kind of high discounts are being given. Inventory is very high. For Maruti Suzuki market leader, it's as high as 35 to 40 days. So that is the main reason why discounts are coming on cars. Going forward, they are going to deepen further because of the Sharath season coming, because of the monsoon season coming. During monsoons also, the cars discounts also are increased because overall there is a glut in demand. But industry is looking at a larger glut, a larger period of slowdown. Well, since the beginning of this year, industry have been saying that there is a possibility this year the growth will not be as high as last year. So on the high basis, this year the growth will slow down. Definitely, we should get ready for more and more discounts on car. Since it's a good news for customers, on the other hand, it's a bad news for automakers. They have to bring down or rationalize their manufacturing. Well, that lead to job losses. We have to see whether that happens or not. But at this time, we can rejoice because customers are getting very good discounts.
Right. Thank you so much for joining us, Sumit. Well, those were the reasons why all the automakers are taking the price cuts with the inventory on the rise. But push for alternate fuels seem to be in the flavor of the week. Well, remember that Uttar Pradesh government had announced registration fee waiver for hybrid cars, which spurred Maruti stock yesterday. We caught up with two of the stakeholders that will stand to benefit from this move, Maruti and Honda. Let's listen in to what they had to say.
This will have a short-term impact in increasing sales. I'm not sure by how much, but impact on other states. What will happen to policy? Because once policy starts recognizing that you have to encourage alternative technologies and not only one technology, then that has a much bigger impact on the future development of vehicles and the extension of cleaner technologies. We continue to interact with government, and besides CNG and hybrids, we are also pushing very strongly for biogas and ethanol. We think those are fuels which are then produced from our own natural resources within India.
Very forward-looking decision which is done by the Honorable State of UP. And I think undisputedly, it would attract a huge set of buyers so that they can quickly adapt to the green mobility system. And it definitely encourages manufacturers like Honda, who have introduced a strong hybrid system in Indian auto space. I strongly believe, yes, it would probably motivate the other states as well, to follow a similar taxation structure for the strong hybrid.
Moving on with M&M being the latest player to slash prices on the very popular SUV. This after Tata Motors also slashed its prices recently. Now, we'll couple with discounts from other peers. We spoke to Manish Rathinghania, the president of FADA, about the conditions that have led to the price cuts in the auto companies. Let's go across and listen into his take.
SUV has been on a roll, and passenger market has been doing pretty well. And if you look at the complete quarter, also first quarter of this financial year, the passenger market continues to be on a growth path of almost 2.5%. I think the price cut has been taken both by Tata and Mahindra, and that's a massive price cut. See, now the market is now transiting towards from shortage of model, and a lot of supply chain issues were there. And all these resulted in, price, a lot of price increments by OEM throughout the year. And the vehicles were suddenly, costly and not non-competitive with the features they were delivering. But now the market has changed, times has changed. Now it is a demand-driven market. Festive season is just around the corner. The OEMs need to have their product tractor with the committed numbers coming in. So I think this is a good move by both the OEMs to have a good price cut.
And well, while speaking at FICCI event, Ashish Shah, the group CEO of M&M, shared the growth of the auto industry and applauded the incentives provided by the central government. Let's go across and listen to that.
I want to highlight the fact that for electric three-wheelers, the industry today is at a 20% adoption of three-wheelers. The Mahindra business is 60%. I did have to add that here as well. But within the next 6 years, by 2030, we expect the last mile, which is electric three-wheelers and the small four-wheelers for cargo, to be at 100%. And a lot of credit to the government for what it has done. The FAME 2 policy has contributed a lot in that regard. FAME 3, as it comes out, will be required in that sense. But beyond that, and beyond FAME 3 and PLI, by 2030, the industry will not ask for any incentives.
And well, let's go across and see how the markets fared today. It was yet another day of record highs for the markets, both Nifty 50 and Sensex touching those new life highs, but ended the day in the red. M&M was the biggest contributor to this decline today, quite the opposite of yesterday where M&M was a top Nifty gainer. But this time round, M&M, of course, saw a decline of almost more than 6.5% in trade today. The broader markets too mirrored the benchmarks, closing in the red. Pharma was a top sectoral gainer, followed by FMCG and the energy pack. Autos were the top drag, followed by metals and the PSPs. My colleague Anj Bhilwar is here with the roundup of today's trading session. Let's go across and take a look.
Well, Nifty again touched record high today, but then it couldn't hold on to gains and closed in red. If you see on chart, then Nifty seems to have formed a bearish engulfing candlestick pattern, which usually indicates a potential reversal in trend on downside. But today Nifty has given good recovery of day's low, which keeps the bias a bit neutral here. Whereas if we talk about other broader indices, then mid cap also touched record high and slipped in red just like Nifty, where small cap also closed in red. Moving on to sector indices, we are seeing that Nifty Pharma was the top sectoral gainer.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.